Essential retailers were able to open their doors for the first time since March. So the truth is, the big high street stores were more likely to survive, but it's our local independent shops who have been hit so very hard over the last 13 weeks. Rachael Kennedy is Morley Town Centre's Manager and can let us know how the town is prepared for this week and how it's gone so far. Afternoon, Rachael. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Steph. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. So what preparations did you have to do before opening on Monday? Because I know when I've been into a lot of shops, there's plastic screens up, there's one-way systems. How have the people who have been running these small independent businesses in Morley been preparing?
Yeah, it's all like that in Morley, up and down the high street and in the town centre. I'm really proud of the way they've all adapted. They've obviously spent the last 13 weeks kind of trying to sell things online and keep their presence out there on social media, and that's worked. And then it's just led to their customers like chomping at the bit to actually go back shopping. We've all wanted to go back out there, haven't we, onto the high street and have a little bit of human interaction, I guess.
Yeah, you want to get out. I think we're humans. We need to be outdoors. We need to be doing things. We need to be mixing with our friends. And I think just taking that next step in being out there and at least having a socially distanced chat with someone on the corner at High Street, it makes you feel a little bit more human, doesn't it?
It does. They've all done really well in terms of the social distancing. All the COVID guidelines are in place with the screens, and they're all providing masks and a hand sanitizer, and it's just kind of like part of the norm, I suppose. Every shop you go into is doing the same, but what strikes me, I've visited the town centre a few times this week, and they're all so positive, smiley, upbeat, just so pleased to see each other as well. There's a real good community spirit coming out amongst the shops, which we've always had, but it's great that it's still there.
And there is a real strong community feel in Morley, isn't there? Whenever I've been there, and I've got several friends who live there, it always feels like it's a real family.
It is. It's a fantastic community spirit, and I think that just gets stronger and stronger. So something like this, we're all just going to be pulling together, and that's really clear. And I think there's also a real positive vibe going on amongst all the business owners and shop owners as well. They're all wanting to pull together. There's no element of competition. It's all just about sharing and recommending each other, and it's awesome. It's always been like that, but even more so now.
Yeah, wherever you are in Morley, whether you're on Fountain Street or there's Queen Street that crosses that as well, it's just got this real feel about it, hasn't it? And what would you say to anyone who's kind of anxious about, stepping out onto the high street?
That we completely understand. It was a bit strange actually going back into the centre, and obviously it helps when the weather's lovely and the place looks fantastic, and we've invested a lot in how the town centre looks, and it still looks really welcoming, and it feels nice, and it's clean, and it's just great. So obviously we're only expecting people to go if they feel up to it and confident, but actually once you get there, it's a brilliant experience. We've got a higher than average rate of independent businesses in Morley than other UK towns as well, so that's something we're really proud of. So if people just fancy their daily walk just to meander around the town centre, then I know the shopkeepers will love to see you.
Yeah, we've been saying for such a long time, and yourselves as well, if we don't use it, we will lose the high street, won't we?
Yeah, the bigger guys, like you've just said, they're going to ride this storm perfectly fine. In fact, they've profited from it, haven't they, the supermarket? But our independent stores, our one-man bands, they really do need people to shop local while staying safe. They need it more than ever.
When you look around and the shops that are in Morley, there's lots of restaurants in there, and restaurants are starting to prepare to open again, aren't they? Because there's a lot of restaurants in Morley.
There is. We've got loads of independent restaurants and bars, and actually a big project that we're working on now is to actually support those in terms of working with the relevant council departments to make sure that we can roll out onto the street and accommodate the new guidelines and social distancing measures, but look at some covering and some heating, and again make the high street look a really welcoming place to be and sit and dine and drink and socialise, albeit from a distance.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, just from a distance.
Yeah, it'll be strange, won't it, going for that first gin?
It's just, I think the worrying thing, I think, and, I will be going out there to have a couple of drinks with friends when the bars do reopen, but it's remembering, isn't it? And it's serious. After you've had a couple of gins, It's remembering still to keep that 2 metre distance, or whatever the distance will be.
Well, they're talking about bringing it down, which of course will help the economy, but we all need to remember that the virus hasn't gone away. It's not going to discriminate against the person having a pint. It's very much there, and I know the businesses have got a massive responsibility to police this now, but obviously we've all got our own responsibility to stay safe and stay alert.
Well, that's
even if
isn't
you've
it?
got skin and tonic in your hand again.
Yeah, exactly. So stay alert and shop Morley as well. So please, Rachael Kennedy is Morley Town Centre's manager, and let us know how the town are prepared for this week. And it's gone so far. I mean, what's the feedback been like so far at the end of the first week?
You know what, I went round today and visited some and asked them that specific question, and on the first day I've heard reports of people queuing outside the shops as the shop owner was arriving because they've missed them, or new customers as well that haven't actually been in the shop, so obviously more than welcome. Economically they've done really, really well in the first week. Despite the rain today, it was busy in Morley. I actually took some photographs because it just made me smile so much. It was lovely. So yeah, it's just the positive feedback has just been coming in. It's whether it's a florist or a clothing shop or makeup or food or whatever, just everyone just seems to be reporting on a really good week. So long may it continue. I hope the shop local vibe continues way beyond this crisis.
Yeah, this is what I was literally just about to ask you that question. Do you think, because we as I mentioned earlier, you know, use it or you lose it, but do you think this is going to be a real reboot for the high street in here in West Yorkshire?
Yeah, I do. Definitely initially. And what I've seen is a lot of the shops and also our Morley Indale Market, they've spent lockdown basically investing and making their shops, you know, they've refreshed them, they've decorated them, they've invested in new stock. And it would be a shame if people didn't continue to shop local. But everyone I speak to, different ages, different backgrounds, they all seem to want to shop local because they feel safer, and they've missed it and they love their town centre. So fingers crossed it'll continue.
Amazing. It's been really good to speak to you, Rachael Kennedy from Morley Town Centre's Town Centre Manager. Thank you so much, Rachael. Have a gorgeous weekend.
Thanks, Beth. You too. Take care.